24 hours after the explosive showdown in Wisconsin, and it was a victory for Republican Governor Scott Walker, who had been facing an historic recall. So what message did it send about what November could bring for President Obama, Mitt Romney, and their campaigns? It's Your Voice, Your Vote, and here's ABC's John Carl.
It was Wives' Day on the campaign trail today, a fired-up First Lady in Philadelphia.
And when we need a leader to make the hard decisions to keep this country moving forward, you know you can count on my husband, your president.
In Ocala, Florida, Ann Romney visited an equestrian program that works with the disabled, and she was beaming about the big Republican win in Wisconsin last night.
Oh, pretty exciting.
For Republicans, there's plenty to be excited about. Governor Scott Walker took on the unions and still won big in a state Obama won by 15 points last time. He even did well among working-class voters, a trend that could spell disaster for President Obama's reelection. GOP leaders are calling Walker's win a blueprint for Republicans across the country. But when we caught up with Walker today, he said Obama still has the upper hand in Wisconsin.
But is Romney still the underdog here in Wisconsin?
I think so. I think there's no doubt about that. But I think, unlike maybe 6 months or a year ago, where a lot of folks in the president's campaign would have said this is a done deal, I think it's still very competitive here.
Bless the great state of Wisconsin.
Some Republicans are even touting Walker as a good candidate for Romney's vice president. He told us, no way.
The last thing you want is another election this year.
Right? My wife would kill me.
At least for Walker, his wife has the last word. Jonathan Carl, ABC News, Milwaukee.
And time to bring in Good Morning America co-anchor, anchor of this week, George Stephanopoulos. Bottom line here, George, what did this really mean?
Bad night for the Democrats, bad night for the White House, but not fatal by any means. I think Scott Walker was right there. What happens now is that Wisconsin, a solid blue state, the last Republican to win Wisconsin presidential race, Ronald Reagan in 1984, now it is in play, at least for a few weeks. And remember, if Wisconsin flips, if it goes Republican, Mitt Romney has many more paths to 270. Barack Obama has very few.
So what kind of tremor is this sending through the White House?
They're not overly concerned. They saw it coming. They had already taken Wisconsin and turned it from one of their states into a battleground before this happened. But here's what they have to focus on. And it was in John Carl's piece. Blue-collar men, 67% of them went to Scott Walker in this election. Democrats have to do much better with those voters, not only in Wisconsin, but in Ohio and Michigan and Pennsylvania to secure this race.
So the big wake-up call was about blue-collar men and their votes. Okay, what it meant. Thanks so much, George.